Hey guys, Lash here, and I'm going to show you how to make a smallet. I went ahead and prepared the materials that you're going to need. You need 3 credit card slots, 1, 2, 3, that are 3.5 inches long. Three and a half inches. You need a ID slot that is 3.5 inches by 2 1/4. Okay. Now, the first thing you're going to do is take 2 6-inch pieces, 2 6-inch pieces of duct tape, and put them on top of each other, sticky side down, so that they equal 3 and 10/16, which is just this little mark here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. Okay, so 3 and 5/8 inches. You can do 3.5. I suggest making it just a smidgen bigger than 3.5 because otherwise, sometimes if you're not really good with lining up your card pockets, it won't fit. So the next thing you're going to do is make your hidden pocket, which is where your money's going to go. Okay, and for that, what you're going to do, let me get these extra IDs out of the way. What you're going to do for that is you're going to take a piece of duct tape that is 7 inches and cut it in half. Let's see, 5, 6, 7. So basically you have 2 pieces that are 3.5 inches. I just think it's easier to make it 7 inches and cut it in half. You're going to stick them on top of each other, just like that, barely overlapping. Then you're going to turn it over, and you're going to take a 3rd piece of tape that is also 3.5 inches. And you're going to stick it on right up on the bottom, just like that, and then you're going to fold the top over to where the top of this piece lines up. It barely overlaps the sticky and touches this part, okay? And you're going to do that. I have to do it this way to show you. So you kind of go like that, and then when you've got it lined up, you just fold it down. Okay? Try to keep it straight. That's just the easiest way to do it to save tape. And then you want to trim off any like excess you have. Like I always try to make it a little bit longer than 3.5 so that I can have a little bit of, I mean by a little bit longer I mean like just a millimeter, like just a little bit. So because I like nice clean edges. But that's just the OCD in me, so you know, a little bitty tiny bubble, you can pop those out with your knife. Okay, so here's your hidden pocket. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna have 2 pieces of tape. Alright, so I've got these 2 pieces of tape over here. You can't see them, but they're there. You're gonna cut a little piece of tape right here. You don't want it to be very long, like 3 inches is more than enough. And you're going to cut it in half. And this is what you're going to use to line up your card pockets. Now, if you'll notice, the way that I have this sticky down here, it's got 3 inches on this side and 3 inches on this side. So that's going to be your center point, the mark where it's 3 inches on either side. And what you're going to do is you're going to lay your pocket down here. That's your hidden pocket right here, your big pocket, and it should leave you with about just a little under a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch over there. Then you lay your ID pocket directly on top of that. Make sure that the brims of these two line up. If the bottoms aren't perfect, that's perfectly alright. Just make sure the brims up here line up, because you don't want that looking sloppy. And then just take a little piece of scrap tape. It doesn't matter what color, because it's just scrap tape. Lie that down. Okay? Then you want to line up your top card pocket, which is your first one, so that it's the same distance from the center as your hidden pocket. So that's about right there. Then you're going to tape it down, and you can use this line to make sure it's straight and make sure it's like straight with this, and then just tape it down. Down here you tape it down. Now you take these two pockets and get them lined up. Obviously this one's going to be flush with the bottom, and that means it's even. So basically you're just trying to position the center one so that there's even space between your brims. Okay, that looks about right. So hold that down. Move the other one out of the way. Take a piece of tape, doesn't matter what color because it's going to be hidden. So if you have scrap tape, use that. I always like to save tape and use my leftovers, but I'm not for the tutorial. Then take the last card pocket, stick it down, take another piece of scrap tape and stick it right here on the top. Okay, that's just to keep the position so that it doesn't move too much. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to pick this up like that, and remember it's sticky on the back, and the reason we have this tape on here is so this stuff doesn't fall off. Okay, it just goes right back to how it was. So flip that over, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to position this so that it's in between 7 inches. What I mean by that is, let's do it this way. This is inch 1 to 7, okay? And you want it in the center. So there's a little bit of sticky on each side, and you want to have a little bit of sticky on the bottom. This is the top to you guys, but that's because my camera's over there. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to take a piece of tape, and you're going to put the corner of the tape here, and you're going to run along the bottom of the tape right along this line. And then you're going to push it down. Okay? You're going to cut it like right there. Then you're going to pick it up, turn it over, and do the exact same thing on the other side. It's always better to leave, like this is going to be sticky on the other side. It's always better to leave more sticky than not enough. Also with this tape, I have to do it on this corner this time because I want the tape to go the same direction. So I'm just sticking that down, just like that. And then take another piece right down the middle, stick that down. Okay. Now again, these don't have to be perfect because we're going to trim them. The last thing you do before you really finish it is you stick this on here and you make this sticky part about 1/4 inch. Now push a ruler down on this to make sure you're cutting it straight. Don't cut it too fast or it won't be straight. Then if you're using a ruler, peel that off before you cut the next piece, because if you don't, it's going to screw it up. Trust me, I've done 1,000,000 times, and then your tape comes out all jagged. Try to make the sticky even all the way around so that it's straight and there's 1/4 inch all the way around. If it's not perfect, it's not going to matter, but here. Okay, and this is the last side. Actually, this side looks pretty even, but I'm going to go ahead and trim just a little bit of it off. Because it's better safe than sorry and have a little bit too much to start than you turn it over and you find out you didn't have enough, because that really stinks. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife and you're going to cut little squares out of each corner, just like that. And the last step before you cut, obviously you're going to have to cut the pockets. Obviously you got to fold this over. But before you fold it over, what you want to do is make sure that all your stuff's lined up. And what I like to do is fold over the bottoms first. So I make sure this is lined up. And then I fold over this right there. And then I turn it and I make sure these are lined up. If it's stuck a little bit, that's fine. Just unstick it and move it back. And then fold that over. And then turn it. Hold it in the center when you pull the tape up so that the cards don't move. Like, hold them with your fingers a little bit. And then kind of work your way towards the corners. That's just a trick I learned. You don't have to do that, but it's just easier. Trust me. And then just do that. And you peel off your scrap tape. Push it down. Cut your pockets. I like to cut slants. Don't push too hard, because if you push too hard, you're going to cut right through it. Keep in mind, this is a super thin wallet. Especially if you have a good knife. If you've got a good blade on that puppy, woo, you're going to cut right through that. Then you just lift it up, tuck them under. I do this because I don't like sticky on the top of my brims. And I find when you cut it straight, you have that little bit of sticky. And I don't like it. So that's why I cut slants. And what I do, and I tuck them under. See, I don't know if you can see. I'll do this last one this way. But see, I cut that little slant. It's like a little triangle, and then I tucked it under. It kind of makes them have this like slanted look. I don't know, I think it looks really nice, and not only does it look nice, but it keeps the sticky all hidden. So there you go. You have your Smallet. It should be like 3 by 3.5. So it's actually about surface area. It's about an inch smaller than a wallet. And I'll show you real quick that all the card pockets do fit. I'm not going to shove it all the way down. Well, I will for the ID, because some people don't believe that the ID fits, but it does, and there's actually room to spare. But these all fit. And your wallet does fold evenly, super thin, even with the card in it. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.